Welcome back to Ferocious Education. This is Ed. Today I'm going to be talking about HTBX as an update. You'll find my previous video in the description below from last week. If you would like to watch that one after this one here, that could be added value to you. Now make sure to drop a like to this video to help the algorithms catch up our channel, subscribe and leave your notifications on, and if at any point of the time while I'm going through technical analysis you feel like you're missing out on any technical indicators, there's a playlist in the description below to explain each of these technical indicators and what they mean. I'm going to try to talk a little bit slow as I did get a little bit of feedback on that I talk a little bit faster than usual. Make sure to add any feedbacks you have in the description below as well. I'm going to go through technical analysis and then news, and let's jump right into it. You get to see here on the MACD, the stock is actually curving upwards and it's possible to see a reversal sometime next week. That is a really good positive sign, and it looks like it's actually going to be testing it sometime soon. Now, the last time the MACD histogram was around this level, it did take around a week or a week and a half to cross. So if it's not by next week, it's probably by the week after Monday or so. On the ADX, it shows in that there is a possibility of a trend forming. William %R puts it as neutral, although it's getting in a little bit towards the overbought side of the stock. Momentum seems to be gaining and curving back up, and that is positive news. Now, on the moving averages, you get to see that the stock 30 EMA is still above the 10 SMA, that is bearish. The stock is below the 50 SMA, that is bearish, but the stock is above the 200 SMA, and that is bullish. Now, the stock did try to see a run and then met the trading action zone that is sitting above the stock between the 30 EMA and the 10 SMA, and then it saw a negative reversal, and that is a little bit dangerous. Now, on the 1 hour perspective, what we get to see here is that the stock is rising up towards the 200 SMA. It might cross it. It is above the 50 SMA currently. 10 SMA just crossed the 30 SMA in the extended market. So the moving averages look bullish coming in Monday. On the ADX, we get to see that there is a very strong chance that a trend is forming. On William %R though, it is overbought later on in the day, oversold earlier in the day. You get to see in terms of MACD, it does seem that it's actually seeing a really nice reversal here. It did test a negative reversal during the day, but it's seen a positive side. Now, what does this say is that the 1 hour movement is a little bit different than the 1 day movement. So on the 1 hour, you get to see a bit more action, while on the 1 day, there's not much to show. I'm going to be going through that a little bit more later on in the video. Moving average band doesn't show any significance since it's way higher and it's dropping down. Now coming in towards the chart. I'm going to go through Fibonacci Retracements quickly, and then I'm going to discuss the significant supports and resistances. Significant resistance is a 135 on the Fibonacci retracement. I'm going to do this one quick. And around $1 seems to be another significant one, of course. That's mainly usually due to compliance. So significant support is the 116 mark. 116 to the 120 mark is a very significant support since it has been a very strong resistance before. Now, a current support that it's sitting at is $1.30. Above that, in terms of resistance, we're looking at $1.39, $1.46, 49, and then 159 or 158 is a very significant one. Above that is the 168. Above that, we're talking about the $1.85, and then the $2.04. Now, on the Fibonacci Arc, and I'm going to be testing this one here quickly, we don't see anything of significance as it's not met yet, but it will probably see a little bit of a chance of reversal sometime this week, just based on the arc alone. What we're seeing here is a downtrend, and this downtrend seems to be continuing on towards going on a bit towards the negative. And what we want to see is a bit more of kind of a support. Now, what we get to see here is that it's been trading 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 days really around the dollar, just testing the $1.20. Now, while yes, this could be more of a box kind of pattern, but it could also be more off of the price is not breaking through the support and getting a little bit more traction there. Going on now towards institutional shares, you don't get to see much going on except a fund and an ETF added on there. BlackRock has added their shares quite a bit on the 14th. Vanguard has had their shares increased by 6%. Morgan Stanley decreased almost all their shares by 95%. Now they're sitting at 71,000 shares. Wells Fargo also has a very small position. They decreased their shares by 86%. So it's kind of mixed in the institutional shares value. Now, insiders, I don't see any kind of recent transactions, not of any significance. So I'm going to skip that here. The last one was more of taxes. So that's nothing significant. That was on earlier in August. More of an exercise. So nothing significant there for me. One of the most significant recent news, and that didn't get it to jump quite as much as people wanted it to, is their update for COVID-19 preclinical studies. Data supports from a differential GP96 based COVID-19 vaccine that induces systematic and tissue-specific lung memory, and a bunch of other positive things. Now, they will be moving on to the next phase sometime soon, so that's another PR, but I saw that as a really positive update. Now, it did see a little bit of a jump, but literally that was very much not long-lived. So that is another thing. Reports of $100 million in cash and short-term investment, and this one I covered really heavily in my last video. The $100 million shares that are being sold at the market kind of offering style, and I believe majority of that is already done, going almost 60 million, something around 30 million is left. There we go. Yeah, sorry, it sold 22 million or almost 23 million shares at almost 51 million shares. They have 49 million shares of that left. Cool and cool. Just keep on selling shares for cheaper. Anyway, COVID-19 vaccine is not the only thing that this company is really focused on. They have other things, the NSLC, solid tumors, as well therapies. So they have different names here, the HS110, 130, and the 35. Yep, so we're going on as well towards next catalyst. So what is the next catalyst for this one? They have their compliance, they already reached it. Now, in terms of a clear catalyst, nothing is significant as day of flight. Of course, it's still a COVID play, COVID vaccine. It's preclinical, so it's a little bit behind on a lot of the other plays. So that's why we're not getting a lot of attraction on this one. Although I don't see it crossing the $18. If it does, and I did say around somewhere around here, if it does start seeing a jump, then I would get on it. $18 to $60 was a really nice gain, but didn't really dip back. So what does that tell me is that there is a lot of bag holders on here. A lot of people want to get off at the next spike. And you know, that's a little bit of a situation here where you had a lot of pumping happening. Of course, this is a good stock for long term. In my opinion, it has a lot of potential, but it is still a little bit significant that I do want to see it stick around $20 or not break the $20. So it's a considered buy for me. It's a considered buy. It's a really nice hold for me if you're, I mean, I don't see any significance. I'll put a stop limit somewhere around the $1 mark. 99 cents, for instance. But it looks like a nice swing for me. I'll be considering buying it. What do you think about this sticker? Make sure you mention down in the comments below. Share, subscribe, and like, and you have a wonderful day.